lesson today. All right? How many of you have ever watched The Family Feud? Okay? On The Family Feud, they have families that come on there. Please put that away. Please put that away. They have families that come in and they compete based on what's the famous phrase from The Family Feud? What's the famous phrase that the game show, the guy that he always says, and the survey says, okay? So today, what we're going to work on, we're going to determine a survey question, and we've already done that. We wanted to find out, what was our survey question, Ariana, based on our tally chart? What was our survey question? Louder, please, Mama.
How many hours you spend watching TV in a week?
Who you? What group did we survey?
Fifth grade.
I can't hear you.
Fifth
The
grade.
fifth graders. So we wanted to know how many hours within a week the fifth graders watch television, okay? Then we're going to, which is what we did, we gathered the data. How did we gather the data? What did we do? What did we do, Rodney?
We went into the class asking them how much time they spent looking at TV.
Asking who?
Each class.
Of who?
Fifth grade.
We went to each of the different classes of the fifth graders, and we asked them how much time that they spent watching TV. That's what we did. We gathered the data. How did we represent the data that we gathered? How did we represent the data that we gathered on our sheet? What did we do? What did we do? We made a tally mark. And what did the tally mark stand for, Marquita? It stood for how many hours each fifth grader said that they watched TV. What was the range of hours that we utilized? What was the range of hours that we utilized? What was the range of hours that was utilized, Ms. Smith? The hours went from what? From what to what? From what? Not 4, because some people say, I didn't watch any TV, Miss Hill, because TVs aren't allowed in my home. So the range went from what to what? 0 to? Thank you. The hours went from, sit down, Devon, from 0 to 20, and then up. I put a plus on there. What does that plus represent? 20 or more, because some of us, watch more TV, okay? So, based on that, we gathered the data, we represented it with the tally mark, and then what we're going to do now, yes, Marquita?
I'm not like clear.
I'm sorry. What did you want to say?
I was going to say that you forgot frequency.
Oh, thank you very much. Tell me about frequency.
You got to write down it. When you put your tally mark, you got to put the same number as your tally mark. Like if you had 6 tally marks, you're supposed to put 6 as your frequency.
The frequency represents how many times that number appeared on our data chart. Thank you very much. Okay. So now we had our question. How much TV do we watch? We gathered our data. We went around to all the fifth grade classes. We represented it by giving each person a tally mark based on the hours. Our hours went from 0 to 20 or more hours. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make a pictograph, okay? We're going to represent the information that we've collected in a pictograph. Okay, now, on over that. That's what we're going to do today. Let's go back to the Family Feud. Who can tell me about that show? What happens on that show? I don't watch a lot of TV. Who can tell me? Thank you. Well, what happens, Miss
It's like a bunch when the family they answer some questions. They answer some questions and then win money.
Okay, so the family goes around and they answer questions, and based on the answers that they give, they get to win some money. Please turn around. Okay, they get to win some money. And then what did Demetrius say were those famous words on the other family members? Who do you think they talk to? What's one name for that whole big group? What could we call them? People? The family group? What could we call them? Station? What do we call? Where do we live? Atlanteans, so maybe they could talk to them, or maybe they just talk to Americans at large. They just call Americans on the phone, or they see them walking down the street headed to school or headed to class, and they could ask them. That brings me to one of our big questions, okay? Think about Family Feud. Survey says, think about those people are on there trying to win money. Think about the survey and the data that we collected, okay, from the 5th graders. Think about that. How is data used and collected in the real world? How is data, put your hands down and say, used and collected in the real world? I want you to talk amongst your group members with our essential question number 3. And we're going to change it up when we complete our graph. But how is data used and collected in the real world? Think about our graph that we collected, the data that we collected and we're going to create. How is that data used and collected? How could that help Ms. Hill, the data that we collected that we have on our data sheet? How could that help Ms. Hill? How could that data and that information help your parents? I want you to have conversations. Cardi, come sit right here, please. I want you to talk in your group and tell me, discuss, how is data used and collected in the real world? We talked about data with people like Tyler Perry and how he can use data. Talk to your group. I want to know how data is used and collected in the real world. Start knowing about how the 5th graders watch TV. How can that help us in the real world? Talk to the group. Keep going. Okay, thought, what? How big is that? Like people, people come around and watch TV every day, and then how would I feel? Thank you, Demetrius. How would Ms. Hill feel if all of my surveys came back showing that the 5th graders watched 20+ hours of TV? How would Ms. Hill feel? How would Ms. Hill feel? Oh, why? And if 5th graders are watching a lot of TV, 20+ hours of TV, what aren't they probably doing? Are they probably not doing their homework, or what else? And their projects. So effect would that have on the 5th grade test scores that you talked about?
The test will be if they watch too much TV when they stay up all night when they get ready for a test the next day and everybody wants to go.
Oh my God! I've heard some wonderful discussion, and I need you guys to share out with me. I need you to share out with me. Our question is, even though we couldn't see the little mark on Family Feud, how is data used and collected in the real world? I heard some wonderful responses, and I need you to share with me, Rodney. I need you to listen. Active listening. Active listening.
The next week, all parents can use this to determine how many hours of TV we use, or TV stations may use it by determining what programs do we sit and watch, and how they see us within the 20 hours of television.
Okay, so can you repeat for me? How is data used in the real world? So if I'm a television programmer, I can use our plain little itty bitty Miss Hill that set up and made it at home. Our plain little sheets. If you're a television programmer, you can take this data and say, you know what? The 5th graders that dive, they watch TV or they listen to the radio or watch TV in this case for more than 20 hours. So then the next step might be, let's tune in and see what hours they're watching TV. And what do you think the programmers will want to do, Rodney?
They want to add more to this program to eat, like, and take out the boringest programs, like, for instance, Cartoon Network. They got some bad stuff on Cartoon Network, and they may decide to take off any baby stuff that come on and add some more.
And who would they target? Because 5th graders watch a lot of TV, so